What's going on, guys? Welcome to the It Doesn't Matter podcast. I'm your host. I'm the notorious one. I am Dom. Today, I'm here with Poppy Platino, and I'm here with my man all the way in Delaware. I'm here with BDC. Yes, John's not here today, so we got BDC filling in the role for him today. So, BDC, what is good? What is going on, brother?
Well, you got to tell
Man,
everybody what John's doing. He's promoting the show. He's out there in the UK. You know, John's, he's a salesman, Mr. Worldwide. Got to
Mr.
get us
Worldwide.
I know that's
BDC,
right.
what's going on, brother?
Not much, man. I'm prepping up. I'm prepping up for next weekend. I'm headed to Vancouver for the Survivor Series, baby.
Oh,
there. Ooh, you going?
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
out there.
I'm out
All
there.
right.
First trip to Canada.
All right. Well, by the time this show comes out, the results should be done by then. You got the OG or you got the new bloodline?
Man, I don't know. I saw the good. I saw the good last night, but I'm really not sure why I'm still thinking there's a swerve going on. I think there's still a swerve going on, man. I don't
It's gonna be
know.
a swerve, and it's
There's
gonna
gonna
be
be a
the
swerve
wise
going
man.
on.
It's gonna be the wise man.
I mean, I know they talked about how he was wearing the solo fit from when Solo interacted with Punk, and
Yep.
they also noted how CM Punk did to go to sleep when everyone else was raising their fingers. I was like, but he's technically not the bloodline. But it just he left with Punk. He kind of hugged the Solos, but he didn't really interact with Roman all that much. He just kind of walked. I was like, okay. I was like, it's gonna be interesting. I do think there's a swerve coming. I think there's a swerve coming.
I don't care about what outfits Paul Heyman has on. I don't care about his tan, like the bloodline.
Yeah,
At the end of the
his
day,
tan was popping up.
at the end of the day,
That brother was relaxing.
yes, at the end of the day, Paul Heyman is known to take over and turn on his guys. He turned on Brock. He turned on CM Punk.
Yep.
So
Big Show.
it's time for Roman to get turned on. It is time for Paul Heyman to move on to the next guy, which is Solo, and elevate him to the next level.
Yeah, it's going to be weird because at that point, what do you have? Because you still have the final boss and how he's going to be in all of that. So if he does indeed turn, that would mean that him and Punk are turning at the same time on the bloodline, which would then make him a heel. But Rollins is kind of heading in that direction anyway with their feud. So it's gonna be it's weird. It's weird how that's gonna play out. But I'm interested to see how it plays out.
Not necessarily. Punk don't have to turn heel. The fans love CM Punk. The fans love Seth Rollins, and you're going to get that match hopefully at WrestleMania in Las Vegas. So we're going to see. You got to
Yep.
tune in. You'll be there. Like I said, this show is going to come
Yeah.
out after the fact, after Survivor Series.
I'll be there to see
So,
what's happening, yo.
so once you're there in person, I definitely want to hear your feedback. And we definitely gonna
Yep.
have to chop it
Absolutely.
up.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Because I'm gonna be tuned in. Or Platino's gonna be tuned in. Everybody's gonna be tuned in. And I know I've been talking about the bloodline for over 2 years now, and
Yep.
this is must watch right here. You have to see what the bloodline is going to do. You have to see what Paul Heyman's going to do.
Right.
This is the road to WrestleMania right here. It starts right here, Survivor Series, working your way to the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
John Cena's last Royal Rumble appearance.
Right.
Then you go to Las Vegas to WrestleMania. So it's going to be a
Cena,
hell of
yep.
a storyline.
Oh, but
Yeah.
one other thing to note. It has not been determined how it was that Paul Heyman actually found out that he was being reached out to. Oh, yeah, we could say, oh, well, he watched a show. But bottom line was when Roman called that line, that number was disconnected.
Ooh.
So how did he know that Roman would need help and bring back CM Punk to that?
Yeah, tune in that previous Friday before Survivor Series to find out.
Yep.
All I know is the last time we seen the quote unquote final boss, the last motion he did was looked at Roman and he looked at the other guy. He said,
He looked at both Roman and Cody and Jimmy.
"Yep, like you."
And Jimmy.
So you know, the guy who's really pulling the strings, even
It's The
though,
Rock.
yes, the original, the OG tribal
The
chief.
OG, yeah.
The boss.
I think you're gonna ultimately find out that he's the reason why he's the reason behind Solo ascending into the new tribal chief character.
That's right.
I think so.
That's right.
Or
All right.
he
Oh,
could
go
be
ahead,
keeping
go
the
ahead.
sea warm and just go like this. Take it. It's yours. Hey, that's how the family is in the mafia, man. They just know how to do it. They know who's really running the show. So
Yep.
here you go, La Cosa Nostra.
What he said.
What he said.
All right. Well, today's show, our topic is this Tuesday in Texas. It's our first show for the month of December, and this is Platino's choice. Platino, why did you choose this Tuesday in Texas?
Yeah, there was a controversy from when Taker won his first title win against the immortal Hulk Hogan. Hawk to it. I break his back and humble him. But apparently I don't really remember how it happened, but I guess when I saw they showed the interviews or like the interactions that would happen where Ric Flair pulled the steel chair.
Yes.
Yep.
He put the chair just right underneath where Taker was about to tombstone Hogan.
Yep.
And he all of a sudden hurt his neck, which became a big controversy in backstage because apparently Hogan had the nerve to say that he really dropped him when you could see he was nowhere near that.
Yeah, I heard Taker's interview with Chris Van Vliet, where he literally said that Hogan came to him after the match talking about he hurt his neck and that he was unsafe when the bottom line was you had Ric Flair put a steel chair underneath his head, and he put it down wrong. So he put it down the bottom side up where he could have like really hit his head on any of the edges. He could have really hurt him, and could have hurt his knees as well doing that move because Ric Flair put the chair down wrong. So yeah, that's what ended up leading to Taker losing the title just a couple of days later because Hogan basically went into business for himself again. And yeah.
Well, you want to talk about Taker being hurt? We're going to talk about that match later on today because he had a botch in that match, but we're going to get to it a little later.
I saw that.
All right, so this Tuesday in Texas kicks off with Mean Gene Okerlund in a video package, and we see him walking wherever Undertaker was, and he's with the Undertaker, and he's with Paul Bearer,
Right.
and he basically asks, how does he feel the Undertaker has to defend his title against the immortal Hulk Hogan one more time 3 or 4 days later in this rematch. And then Taker breaks it down, Paul Bearer breaks it down, and yeah. So now we are in Texas, San Antonio, Texas, in the Fremont Coliseum. You guys know anything about the Fremont Coliseum? Anything significant about that place?
Okay, so yep, because boy went to work about that because I was like I never heard it. I was like I don't remember really hearing about this place all that much. So let me look into it. So apparently this place has been around since 1949.
Jeez.
It's hosted a bunch of events, but as far as wrestling is concerned, let's see.
You got
5
the notes.
Raws, 2 Shotgun Saturday nights, 3 Sunday night heats, 2 SmackDowns, 1 Jacked, the NXT TakeOver in San Diego, and then the preceding the NXT that following Wednesday. But they have not had an event there since 2017. AEW's had several events there in 2022, but it has not been used as a wrestling venue since.
In the Fremont Coliseum in San Antonio,
In
Texas?
the Freeman Coliseum. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So I'm assuming this is not where the Spurs play at.
No.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Good to know. There you go. BDC did his research.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
lose one in story, and we got another one in there.
There you go.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting to me because they ran a bunch of house shows out of there in the late '80s, and then they did this event in '91. So then it was like, okay, well, great, we did an event out of here. It's going to be great. They didn't run another event out of there till Ross 5 years later. So
Wow.
yeah, they peaks and valleys, man, peaks and valleys.
Wow. All right. Okay. Well, we got Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon on commentary. In our opening match, it's for the Intercontinental title. We have Bret the Hitman Hart versus Skinner for the Intercontinental title.
Right.
BDC, you want to tell people who was Skinner?
Well, first things first, I want to acknowledge the crowd in that arena because that crowd was so loud that Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan had to scream in order for you to hear what they were saying.
It was definitely
It
lit.
is so different these days where you have, like, people could talk low tone, but, like, they were literally yelling. That's in order for you to hear them. So, now, as far as Skinner's concerned, I mean, he wrestled under various names. He was also a doink for a while.
I was wondering that because
he played the illusion doink back at WrestleMania 9.
WrestleMania 9.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep, he played the illusion doink, and he did the actual doink character at house shows after that for a while.
That was Steve Kern, wasn't it?
Yep, Steve Kern.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. All right. So typical Hitman fashion. He takes his shades off, and this time he gives a chick in the front row, and Bobby the Brain says, "Oh my goodness, give that bimbo some oxygen. She can't breathe."
He called a teenager a bimbo, and it was hilarious.
Oh my god. Stuff that cannot be said nowadays, man.
No,
absolutely not.
Definitely not. Definitely not. But you know what? This opening match with Bret the Hitman Hart, it was going to be a good, pure, technical wrestling match.
Right.
And he put Skinner over. Skinner looked pretty good in this match. Yeah. I'll give him that.
I did not know who Skinner was, but after this match, I said this guy might have been like a good mid carder I've never seen back in the day. What the hell did I miss?
Yeah, he literally was on he was literally on a run when he first got to the WWE where he was undefeated for a while. Bret Hart was actually his first defeat, and
well, that match right there.
Yeah, he was undefeated. He was undefeated for a minute, and so one of the first things I noticed was just the sheer number of counters that were going on in the first few minutes of the match. Yeah. Like, Bret was countering literally everything, and then after a while, it was Skinner who was coming in and countering everything. And I'm just like, oh, yeah. The technical attributes of this match are ridiculous. They were absolutely ridiculous. I had forgotten about Skinner. Like, oh, yeah, he was a gimmick guy. He just went out there. He had his no frills can with dip in it and all that other stuff. But I mean, the dude was actually really, really good. The one thing that did have me laughing though was when he had been working on Bret's shoulder for a minute, and then he started working on the legs, and both Gorilla and Brain were like, "Yo, what are you doing? Get back on his shoulder! What are you on his leg?" I'm like, and then Brain comes up with some analogy like, "Oh, it's like an alligator. You're just taking them apart piece by piece." And what are you talking about?
Only man.
Yeah,
that guy is...
I hollered.
Yeah, but for opening match, it was pretty good. The fans were into it. It had Skinner, taking down the Hitman, and they were booing him. Then when the Hitman heated up, the place went nuts.
Yep, and still by far the best execution of the sharpshooter that there is. Period.
Of course.
By far.
Also, you mentioned the sharpshooter. Yes, the sharpshooter was clean. That's how a sharpshooter is supposed to be applied. Mm-hmm. Can you say Bret the Hitman Hart has the best Russian leg sweep that you ever seen?
Yes, man. I have not seen anybody do that move or as clean as he does it, man.
Shit is so fluent, man.
Yeah. So Yeah, so let me even throw this one out there. We talk about Hitman because Hitman, everything from the backbreaker, all that stuff, just everything is just so clean with him. But I had to give Skinner credit, aside from the fact that he did the Scorpion Death Drop.
Yeah, I
Aside
saw
from
that.
that, his shoulder breaker was so clean, was so technically clean,
That is true.
and it looked so devastating just the way he did it, as far as the sudden drop into his knee with that shoulder, and then the way he kind of just tossed him off.
Yep,
I
yep.
was like, yo, I was like, this dude is good. Yeah, I was astounded by just how good he actually was. Because again, I haven't seen that dude in years. Don't think about I don't think about a gimmick wrestler being actually decent because he was a gimmick at the time, but he was really good.
And you could tell they're getting away from the big muscle roided up guys, and they're getting to like the technical
Yep.
average size guys like us three.
Yeah.
So that's what you can see right now. They're getting more into the new generation of the WWF at that time. So
Yeah.
I did notice that.
So
Yeah.
Plano, what do you think about this match?
This is an excellent start to this pay per view, man. When you got Bret Hart starting off, especially in this time, where he was like just getting his Intercontinental belt. Was it just now, or maybe like a few months before, prior to this?
He won it at WrestleMania. What was this? Was it
Seven?
seven?
He beat
Yeah, that
Piper for
would've
this
been-
one. Right?
Yeah, that would have been
WrestleMania 7, 91.
yeah.
So
yeah.
so by then he beat Piper by this one. This is the one he got his first title run.
Wait,
I'm
hold
guessing.
on, no. Okay, he beat Piper in WrestleMania 8. That was 92. Right? That was 1992 when he beat Piper for the title. So this might be his first reign as IC champ.
Who did
I
he
gotta-
beat for this one? I gotta remember.
I gotta look that up. I'm about to look that up right now.
looking it up.
He didn't beat Shawn. Oh yeah, because Shawn didn't. He wasn't IC champion just yet. Shawn was still teaming. No, he had just broken up with. Oh wow, this is crazy. The fans listen like, Jesus guys, you guys gotta freaking get it together. But
All right, so Bret Hart won it in SummerSlam 1991 against Mr. Perfect.
yes, I assumed that was like his third reign for some reason, but
Now that was his first reign. 'Cause after that, he dropped it to the Mountie at a house show.
yep.
Then after that, the Mountie lost it to Piper at the Royal Rumble in '92, and then Bret won it back at WrestleMania, and then obviously SummerSlam '92,
Yep.
Bret and Bulldog.
And that
Yep.
catapulted him to the title.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
So I was off. It's it's a
No,
lot of wrestling to remember.
it's definitely good to know because those guys who had your Intercontinental Championship, those were going to be your guy, basically. You know, that's your working
Yeah.
man's title right there. So
Yep.
It's crazy to think that Perfect wasn't the champion, but Bret ended up being the champion. Maybe he was just a generation there too early. Then maybe he could have been going against Bret for that title, but he was a former AWA champion too, so that's not lost on my memory. So they didn't really lose much. He was still an IC champ. He was great on the mic too when I think Bobby was gone. So
Yeah.
hey, it wasn't really a big loss, but I kind of wish he just had that run even for like 3 months and then just drop it off, just like I wish DiBiase did. But yeah, let's get back to this match. This was a great match, great way to start off the pay per view, and I love it.
yeah, it was.
And like
good.
you said, Skinner,
Agreed.
I was shocked. I was like, who is this dude? And wow,
Yep. Agreed.
And BDC, if you get a chance, check out our show last week. We covered Survivor Series 1992. That was my pick, and the main event was the Perfect Team. It was Macho Man Randy Savage, and his partner was Mr. Perfect. It was supposed to be the Ultimate Warrior, but you know, in 1992, Warrior want to hold people up for money. You won't get fired.
Yeah.
So he filled in. He got Mr. Perfect as his partner. He took on took on Ric Flair and Razor Ramon in the tag match, and that was a good ass match. And
Yeah.
Perfect has been gone for a year at that time, cause you know Vince wanted to get the younger guys in at the time. Watch Perfect. Perfect
Okay.
was getting busy.
Okay.
Perfect was getting busy.
Will do.
Perfect was that dude.
Yes. So this is a good match. This match right here, it matters. And Bret the Hitman Hart, he wins with the sharpshooter.
Mm-hmm.
Can we honestly say he's probably the greatest in-ring wrestler of all time? Not overall, because I know Sean has so many. He has a way of wrestling a different style, but it just seemed like Bret just made anybody and everybody perfect, just like the perfect opponent. Even if he didn't like them, he made them look like they were worth the battle.
Yeah, I think Sean had an ability to adapt to. He had an ability to adapt to the style of the wrestler that he was facing. But Bret had the ability of making anyone look like they were a technical savant, even when they weren't.
Yeah.
He had a way of helping people adapt to a more technical style for his matches specifically, and just made them look much better than they may have otherwise actually been.
Yeah, and his selling, it's very underrated, I think.
Yep.
And all Bret's matches are different. Like, yeah, he might get beat up every match, but just the way he sells alone.
Yeah.
That's what you need. It's the believability in these matches. That's why everybody loved Bret the Hitman Hart, unless you're a Shawn Michaels guy.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like how Bret had a signature sell. He had a signature sell, kind of like how Rey Mysterio for a while. His signature sell was them throwing him out from under the bottom rope, and he plops out on.
He still
Bret's
does that.
signature sell is getting run face first into the turnbuckle. Like,
I haven't seen anybody do that.
Yeah,
like, everyone steals the flare bump over the. I want to see somebody take that.
But he literally he gets thrown full speed into the chest first into the turnbuckle, and then falls out, and it's like. No, it's like no one does that.
I wish they'd add that to 2K, like for one of your animations. I would add that to my call, my creative player.
Yeah, so this is 1991 right now, and it's pretty hot right now.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so after this, we see Sean Mooney interviewing Jake the Snake Roberts, and he says President Jack Tunney said there will be no snake at ringside. There's no snake that's going to be on that corner.
In the corner.
Yes, he said Macho Man, he's hot, and he can't wait to get the hands on Jake the Snake Roberts. And at this time, Jake the Snake, he's all calm, cool, and collected, and he is twisted. He said he's going to enjoy just like when the Cobra bit Macho Man Randy Savage. And yeah, Jake, he cool on the other side of the pillow right now. Like,
yeah,
you can't do nothing about Jake. And he didn't raise his voice and nothing like that. Everything he said, it was believable. You're gonna listen to what Jake the Snake do.
Yep.
I'm gonna do this, blah blah blah.
His promos were legendary for the fact that they were straight creepy as fuck.
Yes.
That like when he was talking, I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, yo, like I would not want to deal with this dude anywhere close to a dark alley. Not at all.
I really wish somebody like a Big Bill or some kind of giant would take his promo style and just use it to their wrestling. I know it probably wouldn't fit because it's not
Big
who
Bill.
they are.
But you know what?
He would stand out in a room where he's tall, he's calm, he can beat you, but you're probably right, Big Bill.
That's a bad.
You know who? You had the perfect guy for that, but he never took it on, which always irked me. Jake the Snake was protegeing Lance Archer for a while.
Yeah,
he could have taken that on. I mean, at that point he was the Murder Hawk, so they could have absolutely taken that on, and even when Jake left, could have kind of just said, "Hey, study his promo style, build that up, and utilize that, and it's going to make you significantly creepier and more of a monster than you are now."
Yeah, because you got to think about it. The AEW roster, the average height, no bullshit, it's got to be like 5'10", 5'9".
Yeah,
and that's not a slight on these guys. It's just they're the smaller guys. They're more like that Bret Shawn size,
right?
Where WWE is more the 6'5", 6'4", taller, leaner. Well, more muscular.
They're what I'd like to call the indie size. They're indie size.
If you
Yeah.
want to talk about AEW talent to take Jake's demeanor and he don't have to raise his voice, but he has the stature, like able to say he needs to have the height, and
Right.
he might be soft spoken. You want to listen to him. That guy should be Kill Switch.
Ooh. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh
guy.
my God.
Yeah.
That's the guy you should
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
That would be actually
That-
great.
He has the
Yeah.
look, and if you put a microphone to him,
And
just like how y'all just got silent for me just to talk right
Right.
now, y'all gonna sit there and you're gonna listen to what this man has to say.
Now, is he
Yeah,
still
it's
battling his
believable.
health issues though? Unfortunately, I know he had something going on with his health, and I hope he gets.
Yeah, he hasn't been-
yeah. I hope everything
he's
works out for him too.
He's
but
he's still down, but yeah, it would be he would be. And the thing of it is you don't even have to. At this point, you don't even have to change anything about his physical appearance,
No.
because
leave
you've
everything as
already
is.
he was
already intimidating.
Luchasaurus. He was
Yeah.
Luchasaurus with the mask on. You switch his name to Kill Switch, and he still has that mask on. It's as much of a part of him as anything. Now, only thing you do is you give him that promo style. You tell him this is what you work at. Don't even have to change your physical style, because he's already ridiculous physically anyway. He's already dominating as a wrestler.
Yep.
You give him that promo style, forget it.
And speaking of
Forget it.
physiques, man, I'm looking at Jake. I'm like, I've never seen him in this type of
Yeah,
shape in
he
my
was
life.
he was in amazing shape.
I was
that
like,
he
Jake
was
is.
in amazing shape that match.
I was like, Jake, I don't remember you looking like this, bro. Like,
Yep.
Jake
this is why
yeah.
I see why he said, yeah, Hogan was a little jealous because
Yeah.
I was almost up there with him. I was like, okay, I see what you mean.
The
It's-
the Bible thumping version of Jake is a very different Jake than the early '90s Jake.
Yes.
This Jake right here, like he wasn't Hogan size, Warrior size, or them top notch guys.
But he was
his
jacked.
size. He was a decent size, but Jake portrayed that character like everything was a struggle. Or am I talking about his personal demons? Just his little anecdotes he did, like when he sat in the corner and then he takes his arms up, and then he tried to raise himself up to the corner, little stuff like that. Like you pick it up, like Jake. You could just tell he was still, athletic. He still had it
Oh,
to
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
It's just him.
Yep.
You gotta watch his craft. Watch Jake the Snake. Every little
Yeah,
thing
he-
he do is with detail.
Yes. And that's my thing,
He,
man. It's the
he
details.
didn't miss a thing. He didn't miss a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, he in my '90s guys, he might be in the guys not to. He should be in one of my build a wrestler guys, man. Oh my god, he's different. He
Yeah.
stands out in a room of all those characters. He stood out.
Yep, absolutely.
For real.
Absolutely.
If you have Hogan, Bulldog, Savage, Flair, Goldberg, whoever, and Jake the Snake, you looking at all these guys. What's up with that guy right there? I want to know what's up with him right there.
Yeah,
Like,
that guy.
yeah, so-
That guy concerns me.
yeah, like what's his deal right here?
Exactly.
All right, so
That bugs me.
yes, all right. So back to the promos. After this, we see Macho Man Randy Savage. He gets on the mic. He has Miss Elizabeth with him. He's talking to Mean Gene Okerlund. Macho Man says, "Jake, I can't trust you. Like you get a rush when the snake bit me and got into my venom. Blah blah blah. Like whoa. Like you fuel off this. Like
Yes.
you love this right here. And
Yeah.
that's what get Jake's off right there. That's
Yeah.
what does it for Jake right there. And
Yep.
Savage said he's going to do what he has to do. He's going to rush to get the 3 count, and then when he's defeated, destroyed, that's it. Macho
You know
Man
why
wins the
Jake
win.
is the way he does? Because he's probably just like this guy.
Yeah.
For our audio viewers, Michael Myers.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed their promo too, and I think I enjoyed it for as much as we knew Macho's character is always that of somewhat off the wall and crazy. You could feel the craziness, and you could feel the anger mixed in. And then when you look at Elizabeth, and Elizabeth was having a hard time struggling to keep the fear off her face while trying to be
Yeah.
trying to be supportive and smiling when he was saying good things about her, but you could still see the fear written all over her face. I was like, that is telling more of a story than anything they say right now.
Yeah,
It is telling so much more of the story.
Liz's face is
Yeah.
very underrated. The way she
Yeah.
acts with him, it's
Yep.
people ignore it a lot, and if you look back
Yeah.
on it, she's something special. She added a lot to his character.
She sure did.
All right, so our next match, we have Jake the Snake Roberts taking on the Macho Man Randy Savage. And BDC, you're a little older than us. You want to tell them about the match made in heaven when Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth got married? You want to tell them how we got to this match right here between Jake and Macho Man Randy Savage?
Well, I mean, I'll give you the short version of it.
That's fine.
So the short version of it is Jake is not a big fan of the Macho Man.
Okay.
And he gets off on scaring Elizabeth for some reason. So ultimately, this match is a result of a attack where Jake the Snake Roberts gets Randy Savage in the ring. He gets him kind of handcuffed to the ring or arms tied into the ropes, and then he proceeds to get a Cobra and allow the Cobra to have lunch on the Macho Man's arm. Which at the time scared pretty much everybody who saw it.
Didn't scare me. It did not scare me.
It still looks crazy to me too.
Yeah, because people were just looking, and I remember Gorilla Monsoon was like, "Oh my God, what is he doing? That snake is just putting into his arm," and Jake is grabbed the snake by its head, and he's like shaking it back and forth so that he can make him bite him even harder. So
actually, in an interview, he said he was actually trying to get the snake off, and the snake did not want to let go.
Yeah.
So he had to hear it from Randy after that.
And oddly enough, he also said that it was Randy's idea to have the snake bite him, and I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
No, hold on.
Hold on.
I gotta correct you on that one first, because at the time, Macho Man, no snake gonna bite me, brother. No. It's like, it'll be good for the, and Jake, it's gonna be good for the angle. You gotta do it for the angle. He's like, it's gonna be good for the angle. Let the snake bite you. What? Let the snake bite you first. The snake is venomized. The snake's gonna do nothing to you. Let the snake bite you then. All right, so Jake lifted up his pant leg. This is all behind the scenes stuff. So
yeah,
before it happened, Jake lifted up his leg or pant leg, and the snake struck him in the leg. No, don't move. No. Don't take no antidote. Nothing. I want to see that snake bite you real good. That's the Macho Man Randy Savage saying I'll Jake the Snake. And it's the truth. You can look it online, look it up on YouTube. Jake says it. Macho Man said it. Hell, I seen Jake live. He said the same thing. Then Macho Man said, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. It's best for business, whatever. So next you know, the time comes in Wrestling Challenge, Superstars, whatever show it was. Yep. Macho Man's in the ropes. The snake is out there, the cobra is out there, and
muncha,
not doing nothing. So Jake, you got to look real close. Look on YouTube. Jake had to smack the snake one good time to go bite bite Macho Man, and oh my God, everybody believed that. And I remember this as a 3-4-year-old kid because after that I became fascinated with snakes. Hell, I even got a cobra tattooed on my arm because of this. Because of Jake. I told Jake. Jake said, "Wow, you're crazy." I'm like, "That's because of you." I told him that. Like when I met the dude, like I got the cobra because of you. That's my childhood right there. So yeah, so we get this match between Jake the Snake Roberts and Macho Man right here after the cobra bit him. So this is real good storytelling because as Jake is walking down to the ring, Macho Man comes sprinting and he takes him out. Yep. And these dudes are fighting. That's what I want to see nowadays in wrestling.
Yep.
Like I don't want to see like for example, I was watching AEW Full Gear. I was watching that. And MJF, he was talking so much shit about Roderick Strong, talking about how his mother was, how his mother shot his dad or some shit like that. Some, real personal life shit. And then when Roderick Strong got into the ring, like, how Roderick Strong get on his knees and does his pose and bang on the ring, like, and he kept looking back at his shoulders like, Like no.
No,
I'm not.
get
I'm
in
not
there and start
posing.
whooping
When
ass.
I'm getting in the ring. I'm gonna fuck that ass up. That's what I'm gonna do. Point
Yep.
blank. Like no, we're not doing that. Macho Man, he came out. Everything Macho did was believable. Macho thought about everything
Right.
that what he should did, and that's what he did. So we had a fight. This is a great book, and the story was good. Guys, what do you guys think about this? We're gonna start plotting that right here.
Yeah, the story alone, you don't even need a match. The story alone was so impeccable. It was so great, and it kept going for so long. It's like you see something that like this. It's like you really, as a guy who's trying to defend his woman, you will go to ends and lengths just to protect her, and then for a guy to just like continue to stalk her and creep her out, there's no end to sight. I'd be just like Macho Man. Soon as Jake comes out, I'm going after him. I don't care what's going on in my life. Like I see him, it's on sight. Like forget it. So and then the match
on site.
The match was just even much better.
It was quick. It was
a
a fight. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like I think I got on my phone at 1 minute. I'm like, wait a minute, the match is over. Hold on, I rewind this right quick. like that's how it went. Like these dudes is going back and forth.
The longest part of the match was literally the aftermath of the match.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like I wish they'd had more like that, more stuff like that nowadays. But I don't know if it's the younger generation or just it could be some guys in our generation. They just want that microwave and just boom, done, over with. No, I like a slow cooked meal. Let it roast. Let it bake. Let it just simmer, and then juicy.
I'm not gonna lie, because after rewatching this match, I text Platinum. I say, "Yo, we got to do the follow up for Wrestling That Made Us with Jake and Macho Man Randy Savage."
That's the first thing
I know what
of.
happened, but I looked it up after this. I'm like, "Yo, what the hell happened after this?" I know the Royal Rumble took place, and I know the blow off was at Saturday Night Main Event. I'm like, we got to talk about that. The match at Saturday Night Main Event is like 6 minutes long, but after that, it just the build to to the blow off. It just made sense. I'm like, oh my god, this is such good booking, and it had nothing to do for a title.
Nope.
Yep. It was all pride.
So fans, listen to us right now. Go watch Wrestling That Made Us this week when we record this, because we will be doing it right after this show. Well, not this show, but during this week.
It's coming soon.
It'll be coming out.
We're talking about the rivalry between Macho Man and Jake the Snake Roberts. But yes, this was good. It was a fight, and Jake attempts for the DDT. Macho Man, he pushes Jake.
Yep.
Jake happens to fall down. Macho goes for the elbow, and he wins. That's it.
Man,
the
way Macho Man delivers that elbow, I feel like he's really trying to dig that elbow in and hurt you.
The crowd was hot.
Yes.
This crowd was lit for this match right here. This fight right here. They was hot.
And I know we talked about how good Bret Hart sells, but damn it, when I tell you Macho Man,
he was good.
And Jake the Snake,
oh my god,
their selling was impeccable this match.
I gotta give up to John though.
Yeah.
He says the closest thing to Macho Man right now is Seth Rollins, and I gotta agree with him with the crazy colors, all the weird outfits, the hats.
Just being outright eccentric.
Yeah. He's got a beautiful wife that he's had a storyline with too. So boom, there you go.
Yo, so after the match, Macho Man won the match. You would think, oh yay.
Yep.
No, Macho Man he grabs a chair, but no luck because the official he stops him.
Yep.
So he goes back outside. He grabs the ring bell as he's about to hit Jake with the ring bell. Another official, I think.
Same official. It was Hebner. It was Hebner.
It was Hebner. Yeah, it was Hebner. Yeah, it was Dave Hebner. Dave Hebner at the time. He grabbed the ring bell, and then Macho lost the ring bell, and then Jake hit him with the DDT.
Wow.
Hit him with the DDT.
Jake's right there. He just talking shit, just talking.
And that's when the torment began.
Yes, then Macho gets up again. Then Jake hits him with another DDT. Ooh. And then Jake, he goes outside the ring, goes under the ring.
Yep.
He grabs that black bag that got that Cobra inside.
His exact words were, "Jack Tunney, I kept my word. There was no snake in the corner. It was under the ring."
Yes. Yep.
It was under the ring.
It was under the ring. Then we see Miss Elizabeth running down to the ring, hovering over Macho Man. She's pleading with Jake, "No, Jake, no, stop, stop, stop." Then Jake picked up Macho again. A third DDT.
Mm-hmm. Then,
Yes.
Then, and now everybody, like, because mind you, they were able to stop Macho Man from hitting him with a chair and a ring bell, but were not able to stop Jake from hitting him with 3 DDTs.
Where was the officials? Where was the officials?
Yeah,
Every time they come running out, they just allow that shit.
Right, and it gets to the point where Elizabeth is literally crying over Macho Man, telling Jake to leave him alone, and Jake is like, "You want to save him? Beg. You want to save him? Beg right now."
Yep.
Heather's literally like, "She's begging you to stop.
She's begging.
She's begging you to stop. She's begging you to stop." And then finally, Jake's had enough. Jake grabs Elizabeth and then smacks the crap out of her. She goes down.
God.
Can't get away with that now.
She goes down on her knees. Everybody's shocked.
Yo, he clocked
He did like
Jake, oof. No bueno.
I had to think about it for a minute because I was like, if he punched her and she just dropped to her knees, then she just basically no-sold the shit out of him. But then I was like, wait, no, it was a.
I thought he punched her. I was like, wait, come on now.
I was like,
I thought he was legit close clock there.
Yeah, I did too.
Because it was like one of them little short jabs. You know, you press B, not no L2 and B, not like that. Like, yo, he clocked it. Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, he did. Oh, but yeah, but after he did that, that finally got him out of the ring. Jack Tunney came down. He's out of the ring. He finally walks away. Heenan mentions something about the fact that he would have basically been banned for life if he pulled the Cobra out. So he got his point across without actually ever pulling out the Cobra and getting suspended and all this stuff like that. Which again, the 5 minutes or so of torment, because that was a really long time that he was tormenting him after that match.
Seriously,
it really served to add fuel to the story, because technically that should have been the end of it. Macho won, but that really served to just put a firestorm into that story.
Yeah.
Seriously. So after this, we see Mean Gene Okerlund backstage with Jake Roberts. Jake Roberts, you are a sick man. Like, what made you do this? And then Jake Roberts, all calm, cool, and collected, he was like, he said, if Macho Man bring Miss Elizabeth back again, he said, I want to touch her again. like what?
Yeah, that dude was, yeah. He was talking about, you know what? He was like, I DDT'd. He was like, I DDT Macho Man. I DDT you. That felt good. But you know what really felt good? He was like, what felt good was me putting my hand across Elizabeth's face. I'm like, oh, shit, okay. Bro, what is happening?
So,
yeah,
for everybody out there, learn about the Macho Man Randy Savage. Macho Man, this wasn't a work for Macho Man Randy Savage, because everything Macho Man did in the ring, it was precise. And Miss Elizabeth was his actual wife, and he made an agreement with her parents that she will never be harmed in the ring. Well, her parents didn't know about this at the time, and
they did not know. No.
And after this, I read that her parents wanted to shoot Macho Man after the little girl getting hurt like this in the ring. But you know, you got to keep it at work. It is what it is. But oh my God,
he didn't let him in on the secrets of the business.
Nah, you can't. You can't do that sometimes. You cannot do this sometimes. But I tell you this, I told Platino earlier, I was like, man, we got to see the follow-up to what happened between Macho Man and Jake. Because you already knew it was building. It was just brewing.
Yep.
It was crazy.
And that Macho promo afterwards.
We'll get to it, because after this, We have the Warlord with Harvey Whitman taking on the British Bulldog. We have two big powerhouses going against each other, and it's crazy. This is the rematch from WrestleMania 7 earlier this year.
That's crazy.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah,
And
so for me watching this match, I'm like, damn, this is the same ass match. Like, it just played out how it happened at WrestleMania 7 in the LA Coliseum. Bulldog started off hot, and the Warlord reverses, and then, you get to the sunset flip. Warlord flexes, then he puts him in the full Nelson, but his hands are not fully locked. It just into his hair, as Bobby the Brain Heenan says, that's what happened. You have hair like Whoopi Goldberg. But,
oh no!
But at WrestleMania 7, the Bulldog, he broke the hold. This time he didn't even break the hold. Warlord just threw him down, and Bulldog finally got some offense, and he won with the crucifix. The Bulldog did this time.
Yeah.
This was a little altered. They altered the match a little bit. But it didn't do nothing for me. This match right here. This brought you down.
Filler.
This is your little buffer match
Filler.
right here. Your filler match right here. What do you guys think about this match?
I was actually still shocked though the way it got worked, because I was like the same way. Like, oh, two big guys. It's gonna be one of those slow matches. It was a little bit more technical with Bulldog doing a little here and there, but in the end it just got boring. Like you said, once you got him into full Nelson, I'm like, all right, get this match over with. I got other things to do.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I was not like. I had forgotten that the Warlord was the size that he was. Like, I've always known that British Bulldog is a pretty big guy, but then he's in the ring with Warlord, and Warlord is like towering over him and wider than he is, and I'm like, holy shit. But then as the match went on, it was like obvious signs like, okay, Bulldog jumps through the ropes and Warlord caught him, although his feet touched the ground quite convincingly before he caught him, and then he picks him up and he rams him into the turnbuckle pole. And there was a lot of areas where they could have went in a different direction to kind of make the match a little more, a little cleaner and a little more convincing. I thought that when Bulldog was going for the running power slam and he grabbed onto the rope and all of a sudden he yanks him off and falls backwards into a pinning combination. I'm like, okay, yeah, they probably could have done something better with that, but okay.
Yep.
And then the crucifix was just what? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, really? He went with a crucifix? I was like, okay, I get they're trying to make him look technical, but no, that didn't work. That didn't work for me. But yeah, the match was good for a filler. Of course, you already had the two matches ahead of it, which were just like brilliant, and then you have this one. It's just like, I guess this is the popcorn break of the event. But it was good to see Warlord again.
He didn't have his little Iron Man joint.
Yeah. So and it was crazy because I forgot because he was Powers of Pain, all that stuff like that. And then I was like, he's a solo. I forgot why he was a solo act, so I looked that whole thing up, and the whole story behind that was nuts. They were a tag team, and they tried to go for the titles, and they didn't get them, and then they wrestled for a while, and then ultimately Mr. Fuji sold the Warlord's contract to Slick. He sold the Barbarian's contract to Bobby the Brain Heenan, and then somehow Slick ended up giving him to Harvey Whippleman, who was rocking the way too short Pee Wee Herman suit with the capri pants, and so now here we are, no mask, no scepter, no face paint, no nothing, just this big brute. So yeah, it was weird. The match was weird. There was nothing special about that match, especially after the first two matches we had.
Can you tell me? I know y'all agree with me. Back in the day, I thought the Bulldog's braids was hot. Like, that's dope.
This shit was nappy as hell.
Nappy as hell. I see how some of these chicks got this shit sewn in now because his man had like regular curls next to it, just straight back. Oh my god, that shit sewn in. Like he had sewn in braids. I'm just fake as hell. I thought it was like, all right, maybe grew his hair out.
How long was he out of the WWE when he came back? There was no way he grew that much hair in that short a period of time.
Yeah.
He was out maybe a year or two. No way in hell. He all of a sudden got so much hair. Like what did my man do? He left WWE, went Super Saiyan 3 and came back. What the hell's going on? Like, come on, man.
It's crazy.
Come on.
Yo, it's just crazy because you can see like, yo, he just attached to the roots. Like, come on, Bulldog.
But
man.
I mean, that was the '90s, so you didn't have to do much back then.
Milli Vanilli. Oh man, but yeah, Platinum. What do you talk about this match, man? What your thoughts on this?
I gave you my thoughts. It was starting off good, and then it just lackluster towards the end.
Yeah,
roll up,
that off,
and then I was like, all right, I'm good. I was expecting more with Bulldog, obviously, but then you see his opponent. It's like you're not gonna get that Bulldog technical style that you would normally get with somebody else.
I want to know why would they do this again? It took place at WrestleMania in March. Now we're in December of 1991. Why would you do the same thing again?
Yeah, they're probably bored.
Well,
didn't have anything to do for them.
I was about to say maybe there's a storyline behind it. I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Oh boy.
All right, well, we're going to go back to the Macho Man and Jake the Snake storyline. We're going to see Macho Man talking to Sean Mooney, and he's talking about how Jake the Snake degraded Miss Elizabeth, and my God, this is probably one of the best Macho Man promos I ever seen, because I think after listening to this promo, I rewatched it twice, and that's why I text Platinum. I'm like, yo, we got to do Wrestling That Made Us with Macho Man and Jake the Snake, and I even have it for you guys to listen to. I'm going to play it right now. Here we go.
Degraded Elizabeth. You understand that? Degraded Elizabeth. Snake degraded her, yeah? And I'll never forgive myself. It's the worst day of my life that I let him do that. You laid your hands on Elizabeth. You laid your hands on Elizabeth. That's my fault. It's my...
He's punching himself in the face right now.
Yep.
Man, you said something about hanging with you, show you the dark side. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you something right now. I'm gonna get you, man. Yeah, I'm gonna get you. And there ain't gonna be no stopping me, man. I'm gonna get you. You can trust me that I said that. You already got what you wanted, yeah. You know, I didn't even get a piece of you. I didn't even get a piece of him. I blame myself. Man, I'm telling you. Touched Elizabeth, man. Touched Elizabeth. Unbelievable, man. That's it. It's over. It's over. No control, brother. Man, I'm telling you right now, man. I'm gonna get you here. I'm begging right now. You made her beg, huh? You ain't seen nothing yet. I'm telling you something right now. I'm gonna get you! And I'm telling you something, man. I'm telling you, it ain't over. It ain't even started. You understand that? You understand that? I blame myself. I'm gonna get you. Yeah! Get out there, greatest!
He ain't saying much that whole promo, but from what he did say, it definitely meant a lot. Like, you already know, like, Jake, you fucked up, bro.
Yeah, he said a ton without saying a lot at all. And let's not forget, at the start of this promo, he was still selling the injuries from the match. The dude was writhing on the ground when he started talking. And by the time he was done, he was up, punching himself in the face, and snapping in real time. Like, you could see the de-evolution of him. Like, he was in pain, then he was anger, then he went straight psycho. And you saw it all. You saw it all.
As I'm watching, all I'm thinking about is law-abiding citizens with Clive Owens. He's gonna find every single way to get his revenge. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
every time you think he's just a nice guy. He's calm. Well,
Nope.
not savage, but the whole thing was all planned out.
That promo probably wasn't even scripted. That was
But
just all
I
him
probably
just-
was not.
he
Probably was not.
Oh man. Yeah.
We're live, pal. Here you go.
Yep.
That
Here's your mic.
That was good.
Let us
He had, a
have
good
it.
he had a minute.
Boy, did he.
Make it good in a minute. He punched himself in the face. Oh my God! The way talk all low, the voice is raised up. Oh my God, that was good.
I think we all probably react like that with our kids or our significant others. It's
Yeah.
like, we let that son of a gun get their hands on them, boom, and then it's like you're calm, you're mad, mad. You're like, it's not worth it, is it? You can't let it slide. So
That's right. Yeah. All right. Well, our next match, we have a tag team match. This is a random pairing, and I don't understand why it took place. We have the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and the Repo Man with Sensational Sherry taking on Virgil and El Matador, Tito Santana. No, you guys say you know why. Why?
Okay. So, short version. So Virgil beats $1 Million Man for the $1 Million Championship.
Yes.
Well, the $1 Million Man hires Repo Man to get it back.
yep.
Oh shit. All right. So how does Tito Santana get in the mix?
I think he gets involved because Virgil had to get beat down to get that title back from him, and they went overboard. So that's how El Matador gets involved.
Oh, I thought he stole his bull or something like that.
No,
No.
maybe he took it up in the Cape. I don't know.
How do you keep Virgil a baby face? Put another baby face next to him,
Yeah,
basically.
especially one that's been a babyface for like 52 years.
Yeah.
Seriously. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and our buddy Repo Man, aka the formerly known as Demolition Smash.
Blacktop Bully.
Yeah, black, good old Barry Darso and all that other good stuff. It was. I had to take a minute when I saw him come down. I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot Demolition ain't Demolition no more at this point. I was like, okay.
Oh, Demolition had broken up by then. Yeah.
Yeah, Demolition was done by then, and Axe was gone. Axe has left the WWE.
Crush Bobby Kona.
Yeah. Crush had already. Demolition had run its course with Crush, and Crush was now.
Nothing. Yeah, he's getting ready to be Kona.
Yeah, he's. Well, no, because he. Wait, did Demolition come back?
No.
Yeah, because because he was part. Yeah, that's right. He came back as Kona Crush.
Yeah.
Before he became a disciple of the Apocalypse.
Oh, that's years later.
That's
6 years later.
Attitude Era.
Yeah.
So the Road
But
Warriors
he
had
comes
already
back as
left
Kona
it.
Crush.
They went back to WCW or
Well,
Japan.
the Warriors, they come back because the Survivor Series 92 or SummerSlam 92, they won the tag titles.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
So
Man.
Yeah, not 90s, early 90s is the wild time in WWF.
yeah,
I feel like
a lot
Demolition-
happened.
I feel like Demolition didn't get the long run that they probably could have because they were a pretty legit team.
They had
Well,
too many damn tag teams back
Well,
then.
here's the problem. Here's the
And Vince didn't want
problem.
to do tag teams.
The problem was you brought Demolition in to be the Road Warriors of the WWE, and then you get the Road Warriors. So you just basically it's like, okay, we built ourselves the Road Warriors. Then the Road Warriors come on. So what do you do with the team that you built?
Get smashed.
Yeah,
Get
Yeah.
axed,
They got Demolition.
and you got crushed,
yeah.
Yep. That's basically what happened.
You get
demolished.
you get Axe coming to the ring with fluffy hair and he leaves, and you get Smash turned into the Repo Man, and Crush becomes Kona Crush. That's what happens.
Jesus.
Still get over that picture of Axe. I still can't get over that picture of Axe coming to the ring with the perm. That shit was hilarious.
with the face paint. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Oh
he
man.
had the face paint.
You just came
You know,
you just came for a
and
parent
a
teacher
fucking-
conference. Like, what you doing? I know what you're talking about too. Yeah, like, yo, go sit somewhere, man.
like no better way to say I quit than coming out with a mom do your face paint on.
He was a movie star then, cause he was in No Holds Barred.
yeah.
Oh man,
That's why he's a movie star
Oh.
now.
the hilarity.
Yeah, the hilarity was this match between these four guys right here. Man. This match had nothing to do. It was a terrible match. Made no
Yeah.
damn sense. The finish
Yeah.
of the match was Macho. The $1 Million Man was holding Virgil. Sensational Sherry grabbed her heel, getting ready to hit Virgil. Virgil ducks. Hit the $1 Million Man. $1 Million Man, he's knocked out. Virgil grabs Sensational Sherry. The Repo Man runs, hit Virgil with a knee. 1, 2, 3, match over. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
hell is this finish right here? I'm like, this is terrible.
Yep.
Yeah. They really ran out of steam. They really ran out of steam after the first two matches. The first two matches were so gifted and so great that they just ran completely out of steam. And I don't know if that was by design to get people invested in the last match, as the last match was going to be the big home run hitter out of there, and you can't have all four matches before it be better than that one. I don't know, but yeah, this match and the match before it were jokes, and yeah, they for a five match event at that time, you had many different wrestlers you could have used to utilize those. I mean, don't get me wrong. British Bulldog at that time was he hadn't quite ascended to, Wembley Stadium yet, but they were pushing him. They were starting that push, so I understand that. I don't know for the life of me why they felt the need to tell this Macho Man Virgil storyline. I really don't.
I really
'Cause
don't either.
I mean, when I first saw Virgil come out and he had on those candy cane pants, I was like, bro, are you kidding me right now? Like, what are we doing here? And they had
man.
tassels on them too. I'm like, what the?
You know, the 90s is all about tassels, bro. Come
Like,
on,
who
man.
thought that was a great idea? I mean, at least this time he came out with something that looked like boxing shorts, so we'll run with that. But it was like there were so many people that you could have gone with to at least have a filler match if that was what you were going to do. This story did not need to be told. You could have just left it at he got his title back and busted a Virgil. You didn't need to go any further than that. At this point, Tito Santana had been a mainstay of the 80s, and I guess maybe they just wanted to get him in there in this match.
Halima.
Yeah. Riva! So I don't know, but yeah, the match was a waste of space. It was. It really was, and that's all I got to say about it. It really was. It was really not good. They tried. They did try though. I give them credit for that.
That's all you can do.
And I mean, and I guess it's always good to see Sherry Martel. Always good to see her.
Yes.
But it was still a waste. It was really a waste.
Flano, what do you think about this match right here?
I agree. There was no point of it anymore. Like like you said, I already known about the whole him getting the belt back from Repo Man, and their continuous storyline when they're not even going to push Virgil down the road. Maybe they were thinking about it, and maybe something backstage happened where they didn't push him anymore. They could have put something else on there. I don't know. I really don't know what they could have done. I was just disappointed.
Well, I mean, based on his later run in WCW as a member of the NWO, what they saw was that there was no reason to push him.
Now, was Razor in there right now? Razor Ramon by now? Or
I think he came in 92, I want to say.
Yeah.
Maybe late 91, early 92 before the Rumble.
Yeah, I think if he's if he's there, he's really early in the game. Really, really early in the game.
Yeah.
If Razor's on that roster, I would have found a spot for him because
Yeah.
there ain't no way I'm not gonna let anybody not put some machismo on this pay per view.
Yeah, because it really it really it really was bad.
Seriously.
I can't even like I can't even. I'm trying, but I really can't. There's no redeeming qualities in that match at all. Yeah.
All right, let's just get to the main event.
The main event. The reason why we're here. This is the reason why we have a new world champion, and because of controversy. So we have the immortal Hulk Hogan taking on the Undertaker, who's your WWF champion, and he's with Paul Bearer. And the bell rings, and while Hogan gets in the ring, Taker and Paul Bearer, they start stomping the hell out of Undertaker.
Yo,
Yeah, that automatic DQ thing just wasn't happening.
For real.
He mashed his ass out quick.
Oh,
but
and Jack Tunney, he was sitting ringside.
right there.
Right there. Like, ain't nothing you can do about it. Like, I can't stop this.
he's like, nah, I'm good.
That was the most motion Taker had. And Paul Bearer.
Well, you know what? And I give him credit because maybe it's the longer stage. Maybe it's the longer stages in later years, but that was actually the fastest I've ever seen the Undertaker make it down to the ring.
Yeah, it could have been like a short rant, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I said it might have been a shorter ramp or what have you, but yeah, he made it down there kind of quick.
Yeah. We're so used to him having such like a 4 or 5 minute entrance, so it's just like, oh, okay.
I will say in the match early, there. I mean, I know there's another botch that I'm pretty sure we will definitely talk about, but early in the match there is a smaller botch, which I don't think it was more of a botch. I think it was more of Hogan's need to go into business for himself. We've all watched Taker over the 30 years he's been wrestling. He has a trademark move, which is the outside the ring neck breaker on the rope. You know, he turns around. Somebody goes to do something, and he literally hooks him into kind of like a spinner off the top of the rope. Well, he tried to do that on Hogan. You could even see him kind of position his arm like he was going to do it. And when he went to do it, Hogan came down and wailed on him with a punch and knocked him off the ring. And then when Taker tried to get back up, he then proceeded to punch him in his head and then, I guess, told him something so that they can kind of audible the fact that he was fucking it up. So I looked, and when I saw him turn around, I was like, oh, he's about to do the neck breaker. And when Hogan's arm went up, so did Taker's arm, but then Hogan immediately came down like, wham! And I was like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. I was like, that's not supposed to happen.
I gotta go back and check that out.
I was like,
I gotta go back and watch that now.
Yeah, he did. I was like, ooh, that wasn't supposed to happen. I was like, okay. I was like, that's weird. So, but yeah, and I mean, you guys know I'm a huge Taker guy, so I'm. It was miraculous to me that for how hurt Hogan was, that he was able to get back in that ring and take all those bumps. And 5 days later, you know, after that match where he almost had his head taken off his neck, based on the way he told it, and yeah. So,
if I was Taker, I would have been a jerk during the ring. Like, how's your neck, jerk off?
You can't do that. Cause Taker's only 2 years in with the company.
Yeah,
I know. I know later.
Hogan's the golden goose at that point.
I know later on it was different.
I'm pretty sure if they knew that Hogan would depart the company the way he did, that they would have absolutely let Taker have his liberties. But you know, at that point, he wasn't leaving yet.
But nobody thought that Taker's character was going to last as long as it did.
Not at all.
If you think about it, that character should have died within that year or two. Like
that was
he won that belt.
That was the ultimate gimmick role.
Yes.
And with all gimmick roles, they don't generally last long.
No.
Unless there's something special about that gimmick. Which, I mean, if you really think about it, even to today, And I'll use Bray Wyatt as an example because
Oh man.
Bray Wyatt was an absolute. He is the definition of a gimmicky non-gimmick. Because everyone thought he was a gimmick, but from what people say, that's just kind of who the hell he was.
Yeah.
But even in that, if you look at the evolution of his character changed literally 5 times before he passed away. I mean, you had the original version of him, the NXT version of him, where he brought the Wyatt family up.
Yep.
Then you had the version of him where he was getting darker. He had lost the family. He was out on his own, and that's when he really started to play mind games with people. So you had that version. Then you had the Deleter of Worlds version of him with Matt Hardy. Then you had the version of him where he comes back after when they bring him back and he's what was he, Wowie Yowie, and then you had
Yowie,
Oh, so
Yeah.
basically,
you
so
had,
he's
you had that
Mr.
version of him. You had
Rogers.
the Funhouse version of him. You had the Fiend version of him, and then you had the what I will call the last version of him, the Wyatt Six version of him that he was starting to develop before he passed away. So I mean, even in that, and you talk about he'd only been with WWE for what,
10 years.
10 years,
Yeah.
10 years or so, and his character has adjusted like literally 7 times in that period of time. Undertaker's
It
character,
all made sense.
yeah,
All of it.
yeah, and it all did. But I mean, Undertaker literally till 97, so it's about a good 6 years. The only change in his character in 6 years was the color of his gear.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was it.
That was it.
It went from gray to purple, and then he went to all black, and that's when he started to transition into the Lord of Darkness.
Yep.
And that was his first real change. There was no way in hell that character should have lasted that long without changing anything other than just the color of his gear.
That's true.
Do you think before, well, hell, anything before the American Badass, do you think his character was getting pretty stale? Do you think so?
They didn't allow it.
Before it, I don't. I like
Before
the.
before the Badass.
So
I like the Minister of Darkness. I love
Yeah.
that character. That scared the hell out of me.
so
Devil, the goat beat,
Right.
the goatee.
Yeah, with the
that was
goatee. Yeah.
I
that
think
was-
because
His character it didn't get stale. I don't think.
I think
not for me.
I think at any point when he could have gotten stale, right? They either wrote him off of TV or they added dimensions to his character. So if you think about it, his character could have gotten stale when he was written off of TV when he was put in a casket match with Yokozuna and them. He was written off for several months. He comes back, the newer version of him with the purple garb. All right? He's on TV as that. His gear changes, little things like that. You might think, okay, you know what? We've done all that we can do with this character. Here comes Kane. Kane comes in. So now you have Kane, and that's a new dynamic. You have them feuding. You have them join up together. And then all of a sudden he becomes the Ministry of Darkness. So it's literally, there was never any real time, regardless of the length of time there was never really any time for his character to ever really get stale. Because there was always something coming that basically changed a dynamic of his character enough to keep him interesting.
That's true.
And I mean, then after a while, it just became him. He became that thing that wasn't that could never go stale.
That's deep. That's deep right there.
Yeah, that's why you're an Undertaker fan. You
But-
bring it down
yeah.
like that.
Because Hogan was doing the same thing. Even on the Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix, he admitted that his character got stale. That's why he wanted to turn heel, but Vince didn't want to change him.
Right.
And you see, basically, it drove him out the company.
Right. Where
They
he
could have
and then he goes.
literally had Hollywood Hulk Hogan well before the WCW days.
Yeah. Well, and I think what happens with Hogan's a little different because Hogan was the cash cow of WWE. He was. And back then, you didn't you really don't want to mess with the Golden Goose per se, but at the same time, you really don't know how a heel Hulk Hogan is going to be received. Now, mind you, before WWE, Hogan was a heel.
Yeah.
He was a heel before WWE. So, I mean, it wouldn't have been his first time, but it's just that when you are the old All-American Golden Boy, where you are everything that's right with the world of WWE or WWF, and you're right everything that's right with that world, and now you turn. That's a very hard pill to swallow, especially for the length of the time that he was a face. I mean, you could look at the guys like the Macho Mans who did it. I mean, look at Andre the Giant. When Andre the Giant went heel, people didn't know what the hell to do with themselves.
No.
When he went heel, and so if you could see how they responded to Andre the Giant, somebody who at that point had been a babyface for 15 straight years, going heel, and seeing how people lost their collective shit over it, imagine the Golden Boy of the company doing that.
It could have backfired on them because they
Yeah.
could have rejected it, and then they
Yep.
because
And-
WWF was a babyface town,
Right.
They didn't want that.
And at the time, you really, it's not like today where if you send somebody heel and it doesn't work out, you can kind of bring them back. And I think that's kind of what that dynamic plays in when Stone Cold came along, because Stone Cold was the anti-hero. He could be a face or a heel and kind of flip, and it didn't hit one way or the other. It like fans liked what they liked. Back in the 90s, though, it was like you were trained, this is your faces, this is your heel. And when somebody turned heel, it was like the earth was falling, the sky was falling. You couldn't do that with Hulk Hogan. You couldn't. It was different when he went to WCW and he was able to join NWO. We knew who he was, but you could take that risk there instead of taking it in WWE, where he helped build the WWF.
He did.
So I get that standpoint from him, but at the same time, I can see why Vince wouldn't want him to do that. You don't have a guy that could fill those shoes of that level of face. Warrior wasn't it.
They thought he was.
Bret Hart was getting up there, but Bret Hart wasn't it. You didn't have anybody that is that level of face that you could put up there if he goes heel. You just don't have anybody.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Big facts. All right, so our main event match, Undertaker and Hulk Hogan. Taker and Paul Bearer, they start beating on Hulk Hogan, but after that, Hogan, he's immortal.
Yeah.
He hit both guys with a double noggin knocker, as Real Monsoon would say. And Paul Bear's out the ring, and Hogan, he's running course with Undertaker, but everything he does to Undertaker, the Undertaker just takes
Blows it off.
Yeah, seriously. And it's crazy. I've never seen this before. Hogan took his bandana off. He put it in Undertaker's face or his mouth.
He stuffed it in his mouth.
Yeah, that general area right there. And Hogan bit him, and Undertaker, he didn't even sell it.
Yeah.
That's
that, man?
crazy. Like,
Well, I mean,
never seen that before.
Undertaker also hit him with a clothesline. When Undertaker got swung into the ropes, he hit him with a clothesline, and Undertaker just did this.
That was that Suburban Commando move right there that he did.
And then he proceeds to punch. He proceeds to punch Undertaker, and Undertaker falls back a step and then like puts his arm like he likes to choke the shit out of him. I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, I think this is gonna be a problem. And did I put that as a note? I know I put something about choking as a note. I put Taker choked the shit out of Hogan. He did. Like, every time I turn around, Taker had his hand around Hogan's neck. I was like, God. I was like, yo, he's choking the shit out of him. Why?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to figure out that botch we was talking about earlier when them guys getting ready to close on each other. Hogan run to one side of the ring and Taker run to the other side of the ring. I'm not sure if Taker slipped, but all you see him is just like on the second rope. Like, how the hell? Like, what the hell happened? Like, I rewound that shit a couple times.
I thought somebody came in and tripped him or something.
He got
I'm
tripped
like,
by
wait.
Hollow Man.
Yeah, like Hogan had to call an audible in that joint.
I'm like, hold up, wait. Did Paul just turn on him?
That was crazy. Like, I never seen Undertaker mess up, and that was like could have been a big spot right there. I think that was supposed to be like your double clothesline or something like that. Nah, it didn't happen right there. But after we seen all this, we see Ric Flair come down to the ring, and he had one of the most beautiful robes ever. That
The real world champion.
the real world champion. That Carolina blue robe he had on right there.
That is beautiful. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, but the president, Jack Tunney, cuts him off. And then at some point, Hogan grabs a chair and he nails Ric Flair in the back with the chair. Flair falls on Jack Tunney. And then Taker, he eventually he gets up and he signals for Flair to get the chair. Hogan throws Undertaker right into the chair. Flair goes down. Paul Bearer tried to hit Undertaker with the urn. He misses. Paul Bearer tried to hit Hogan with the urn. He misses. And hits the Undertaker. Undertaker knocks out Paul Bearer. He takes the remains, the ashes. He throws it in the Undertaker's face. And then he wins with a roll-up. Undertaker's blinded. And Hulk Hogan is your new champion. Again, for the 4th time. Wow, what a match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the roll up, I was like, wow.
What a match.
Hogan was blinded. Or Taker was blinded.
But his ass could hear.
You see Jack Tunney.
Look,
Jack Tunney.
but his ass can hear.
Yeah.
He could hear 1. He could hear 2. He could hear 3.
Oh, Lord. Well, that was it. The show, this
5
Texas
matches.
Tuesday. Or
5
this,
matches.
yeah,
Hour and a half.
It started off hot, and then it
just
kind
fell
of
flat.
dwindled down. But you know what? The show still mattered. I thought it did.
Yeah.
I thought it was really
entertaining
good.
show.
Look,
Yeah.
the show. If the rest of the night sucked, right? And I mean, technically 3/5 of the night sucked, but the show mattered for the Jake the Snake, Randy Macho Man Savage angle alone.
I agree.
Like, if that was the only match of the night, that would have been a home run.
I think that match, well, that and Bret and Skinner.
Yeah.
I think anyone looking at wrestlers back in the day, seeing who can make stars out of anybody, Bret just proved that he should have been the main event and he can make anyone a superstar, regardless of who it was. It was in the ring with him.
I mean, and yeah, because he literally did. He literally did.
Yeah.
I mean, let's keep it 100. I mean, we all know about the legend of Stone Cold, but bottom line is he doesn't get there without Bret Hart.
Stone Cold even said it himself.
He doesn't get there without Bret Hart.
He is not Stone Cold without Bret.
Right.
So
Real Shawn Michaels doesn't get where he is. Shawn Michaels is still part of the Rockers without Bret Hart.
No, I don't
No,
know about that.
he would have broken off, but he wouldn't have elevated like he did without him.
I gotta disagree with you on that.
Because my thing is we could say, oh yeah, well, it was because of Shawn Michaels and Diesel, and that feud, it kind of escalated him and stuff like that. But as far as the heel version of him, I don't think he gets quite as high as he does. He does pretty well for himself, but I don't think he gets quite as high as he does without Bret Hart. I just don't. I don't. Whether it's the comparisons or the one-on-ones, he just doesn't.
Do you think if it wasn't for Bret Hart setting the standard first, they would never
Yeah,
would have went with Shawn after.
I don't know. And the reason I say that is because part of Bret Hart, part of his push, right? Part of his singles push is his pedigree.
I agree.
Shawn Michaels does not have that. He had, I mean, he has background, of course, but I don't think at the time they were more so on pedigree, with the more technical guys that didn't match up to the big old brawling brutes that they like to put up as the faces of the company. When they went technical, they went with the pedigree. So that's why that's why for the longest time you had literally Bret and Owen, and anything Hart related was kind of like dominating the scene there for a bit. Was because of that.
I also think the fact that Bret never got in trouble either probably helped
Yeah,
out too.
absolutely.
he
And
was a good
Shawn
boy.
absolutely did.
If he was backstage causing a lot of shit and getting in trouble, but like
The click
out
and
of the
stuff.
arena, yeah, that could have really derailed a lot of stuff for
Yeah.
Shawn. So I got to give you that much, but his talent alone, I think, would have surpassed it, regardless if Bret was there or not. I just got to disagree.
Well,
As much as, and
the
I love
talent-
Bret. You
but
know,
see-
I'm the biggest Bret Hart fan.
But see, you also realize that that era of WWF wasn't talent based. It wasn't necessarily talent didn't get the nod 99% of the time. They just didn't.
That's true.
You had guys who were very talented who never made it all that high up the chain because it wasn't necessarily about talent back then. It's more so about it now. It wasn't about that then. So you could be as talented as you want to be, but if you weren't looked at a particular way back in that era, you weren't going anywhere.
Okay, yeah. When you say that era, yes. When you
Yeah.
put it in that perspective,
Yeah.
because Shawn was going to get overlooked because he doesn't have that look that Vince was looking for. That 6'6", 6'5" guy that comes into the room and everyone's like, "Who's that?"
Right.
Yeah, he was just a
Right.
worker at the time, so
Yeah.
his work
was-
stood out for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have, and I'll say he would have been looked at in that era like Dolph Ziggler was in more recent eras.
Oof,
He's a workhorse. He does the job. He goes out there. He makes people look good. But at the end of the day, we just don't think he's got enough to be a top star.
Yep. All right. When you put it like that,
Yeah.
so yeah, Bret
Yeah.
was probably the catalyst for Shawn
Yeah.
and guys like
Yeah.
him to
Yeah.
get that love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. All right, guys. Hell of a show. I enjoyed the show. To me, this show matters. What about you guys? Does the show matter to both of you guys?
Oh, absolutely matters.
Absolutely.
Absolutely matters.
Yes. It's a rewatch, and then if you're gonna
And-
watch any match of the night, Bret and Skinner start it off.
Yeah, definitely Bret and Skinner, then definitely Jake and Macho, and then definitely you can take the rest of the night off.
You would tune in a Taker and
Yeah, you gotta tune in.
Look,
for that.
and I'm a Taker fan, and I'm telling you, you can take the rest of the night off.
Hogan must pose.
No,
But yeah,
you gotta watch that.
the show.
Yeah, you got to watch the
matters.
last match.
Yes.
I mean,
All right.
if for any reason you have the major star power, you have Taker, you have Hulk Hogan, and you have the real world champion of Ric Flair coming down to the ring, looking just as regal as hell,
And you have
only
the
to get hit in the
greatest-
back with
well,
a chair.
Taker's greatest manager of all time. Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, because absolutely no one remembers that Brother Love was his first manager.
I remember
Yeah.
that. I remember
Trust me, I rember that.
Straight up,
Brucey tells us all the
Straight
time.
up.
Love you.
good old Pritchard, good old Bruce Red-Faced Pritchard.
Who's on leave of absence right now? That's another story.
Yeah, I hope everything's going.
His
around
face is
great
red for a
event.
very different reason right now, sir.
I hope it's not health related or family related. Hopefully, it's just he needs. To
Oh,
break
it's
and-
absolutely not health or family related. Absolutely not.
Oh!
It's
He's about to
him
get TKO'd.
It's him and who was it? It's one more other guy.
It's
Freebird.
him and
Michael Hayes.
Michael Hayes.
Oh boy.
Duke.
We about to get more time on the podcast.
Should have been Duke.
Oh, we'll find out. We'll find out what happened when the Cageberg sings.
That's it. All right. So, Poppy Platino has his pro wrestling crate for the month or the bi month.
Oh yes.
Let's see what
Yes,
he got
sir.
right now.
All right, fellas. Anybody got a knife?
Yeah, hold up, I got one.
I knew I should have opened this up before. Dummy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry. I completely forgot. Long day. Still a
It's
new
all
dad.
good, man. It's all good, man.
Here we go, fellas.
All right. So what's the theme?
Parodies and more.
You better have something from the oddities then.
Hold on. Let's see.
Where's that Kurgan?
For real. Give me that John Tenta.
So for our
Give me that
micro brawler,
Shockmaster.
one of them we have a Marty McFly Housen. Ooh.
Lord.
You got the Kushida body
Lord
with the
have
house of the
mercy.
face on. Okay.
For my second micro brawler, we have Big Van Vader with the helmet.
Ah.
That's dope. That's actually
Yeah.
dope. I like that.
I like that one. I'm not gonna lie.
That's dope.
We have, let's see, Pretty Ricky Stark's Willie Pen. What the hell is that?
What?
I guess it's like a rare one. This is Chase. No, Ricky
Okay.
Steamboat. Sorry, Ricky Steamboat Willie Pen. So it's like a Mickey Mouse pen.
No, okay.
Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah,
Ricky Steamboat.
Ricky Steamboat, baby.
The
Ricky Steamboat.
dragon.
Ricky Starks
I-
ended up in GCW the other day. If y'all ain't see that.
Yeah.
Mall Dreams.
I saw that promo. I was like, oof. That's saying a lot. We got the Wolf of Wrestling, MJF Micro Brawler.
Wow.
Put that back up. That did not look no
Put
damn
Teen Wolf
MJF.
back up.
That did.
Look like Teen Wolf. The
That looked
hell?
like that looked like the little brother from Jumanji, the one that for the board game. That's come on, man.
I
Why
dare
they
you
do
say
him
it
like-
to my face.
Why they do it to him like that for?
Lord.
Calm down. All right. What is this? Ooh, this is really nice.
What we got?
I got a Vampiro a Vampiro comic book with a variant cover. This is pretty dope.
Okay.
There you go.
I probably have to read that.
You should.
Let's see. What is this? Oh, hell no. Hell no. We were just talking about Mach right now too. And one of his first movies he was ever in. I got you for 3 minutes.
Oh, Bonesaw McGraw. Oh, that's dope. I like that.
Yeah. That is so cool.
That's
That's
dope.
awesome. That's awesome.
Bonesaw McGraw.
Oh.
And for the autograph. Oh no. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Every time I go to the bank, I'm standing for the man. I got King
Bundy.
Kong Bundy.
Wow.
This is classic. This is actually a good one.
You
I
got
always,
fr-
I'm gonna have to frame that one.
You got
The
it.
midget killer.
Little Haiti and little Tokyo.
All right, so time for the t-shirts.
Yeah, let's see the t-shirts.
Right.
Oh. First one, we got a season's beating from the Grinch. The Grinch.
Oh wow.
Yeah, ain't bad. That's what's up.
He got him in a half crab. Okay.
I know Dom's mad because did you ever get his picture or an autograph? Because he was around here recently.
Who?
Because if you don't, I believe in Joe Hendry.
God damn, he was in Connecticut today. He was in Connecticut today. Yesterday and today. Wow.
And that concludes my Pro Wrestling Crate. Bi-monthly crate.
So your next one would be for February or January?
I'm guessing January. So what 5 years?
So I might have to look into that.
Yeah.
I have,
So it's probably gonna be.
I have
It's probably gonna be January.
yeah. I have to look into that because I've been spending money on a fan home subscription for the last couple of years. That ends in a couple of months.
A fan home? What's
means-
that?
So, you ever see the ones where it's just like, you could build an Optimus Prime, you could build a time machine?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I have one. I have one for Knight Rider. I'm building. I've been building for the last year and a half. There's like 4 kits left, and once that's done, I'll have that money will be free. So I might have to look into that.
Yeah, you gotta get something for your walls. Your walls kind of plain right there.
That
So
sounds like
apparently-
fun.
So apparently 5 years ago when Bundy died, these are one of the last few autographs that he signed before he passed. So
Wow.
yeah, this is the last shipment from his last signings. I have one of the last autographs from what he was before he passed away, I guess.
Yeah, man, frame that joint.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
If you meet Al Bundy, have him sign it too.
Stop it.
Nah, he was on the show. Oh, you
know
think
that.
the name Bundy came from? Yeah, you should have him sign it too.
When I see Gloria first
Or who? That's the fun.
from Modern Family.
Oh,
When I see him at a Comic-Con.
Oh, Lord. All right, well, that concludes the Pro Wrestling Crate. That concludes this Tuesday in Texas. So for next week is my choice, and we are taking it back to 2014. And we are taking it back. It's going to be our first time discussing NXT.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, wait.
Yes, we're going to talk about NXT R Evolution. Do you guys remember that card for R Evolution?
No, I don't remember the card, but I do remember the host, the very first host, Corette Graves, because unfortunately he had to retire.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go over the matches right quick. The first match of the night, we have Kevin Owens taking on C.J. Parker. Guys, who is C.J. Parker?
He is Juice, and
That's
he's
the
running
Juice!
loose, and he's got the beautiful wife.
That's Mr. Tony Storm.
That just
Mr.
retired.
Tony Storm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never
So
know
did
what-
she really retire, or is that just a
It's-
wish?
I think she retired
It's a
her
word.
gimmick.
Yeah, it's a word.
Oh, she's gonna come back
she-
as. She's gonna come back as time limit Tony Storm.
Yeah, yep, timeless.
Hey. I love Timeless Tony Storm, though. That is my favorite gimmick she's had.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of my favorite gimmicks I've seen of any
She-
female at the time.
She worked the hell out of that gimmick. She worked
It
the hell
was
out of
good.
that gimmick.
It was good. Only so much
she
you can
knew-
do with that. Well, speaking of that gimmick, our next match for NXT R Evolution, we have the Lucha Dragons of Kalisto and Sin Cara taking on the Vaudevillains, Aiden English and Simon Gotch for the NXT
sir.
Tag Team Championships.
Man, underrated, man. The
Yeah.
Vaudevillains, very
Yeah.
underrated.
Yep.
Yes.
I don't know if they have any beef with each other, but I love those guys, man.
Aiden
to see
English
him
works
again.
for TNA now. I wanna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
And Simon Gotch, he's still wrestling for MLW.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot what his real name is, but yeah, he's still doing it. Chest still looking crazy, but yeah, whatever. So after this, we have the newly released Baron Corbin taking on my guy, Ty Dillinger, also known who's in NXT right now, Sean Spears.
Here's the chairman.
Yes. And then we have another tag team match. We have Finn Balor, and his partner is Hideo Itami. Guys, who is Hideo Itami?
Kenta.
Yes, the man with the go to sleep whose career's always been asleep because he always hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, not being funny, but it's true.
Yeah,
Seriously.
it's a fact, unfortunately.
And they are taking on the Ascension, Connor and Victor, for the NXT. Oh, no, just regular tag match. Never mind. Take it back.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, they're so disappointed. They hit the main roster and became a joke.
They was
Sad,
hot
man.
in NXT. They was hot in NXT.
Yeah, they were on
That's-
fire in NXT. They went to the main roster and just ended up getting clothesline from hell from Bradshaw.
Oof,
That's
yeah.
yeah.
And for our NXT Women's Championship, we have Charlotte taking on the CEO. Excuse me, I mean the boss, Sasha Banks.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody know that name.
Yep.
Money.
That's it. And our main event for the NXT Championship, this is title versus career. We have Sami Zayn taking on Adrian Neville. Guys, who is Adrian Neville?
He is a bastard.
Bastard.
That's it.
He is
Bastard Pac.
Pac.
Yes, if Sami Zayn loses, he is gone from NXT. This is our first NXT show. I'm looking forward to it. It's my choice right here. NXT R Evolution.
And I will give everyone a hint. It ends in a very
Nice.
interesting way.
Yes, it does.
Very interesting way.
For
Everybody
those who
knows.
have never watched this show,
You will
let's
you
just
will
say,
come to know what the look. Let's just put it like this: there's a certain legend that runs around this particular person in WWE. This is the very first breadcrumb of it.
Yes. But can you say this legend? Can you say he's wrong for his actions?
Current ones? Absolutely not.
Anything in general, you can't say he's wrong
Yeah.
because it all relates to him and it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
does
'cause-
make it-
Yeah, because after with that first one, yeah, too, yeah, but he literally, yeah,
Everything makes sense.
very much it makes it is very much grounded in reason,
Yep.
very much grounded in reason.
There you go. So tune in next week to NXT
Yep.
R Evolution. I don't know what the R stands for, but well, I know it was a good show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it absolutely was. I still remember that. Absolutely great show.
It was not one bad takeover whatsoever.
I haven't seen one. I haven't seen a bad one
No. I think the NXT has gotten it right many more times than they've gotten it wrong.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, and keeping it a buck, NXT is what kept WWE in business for a while because WWE had this point where the main roster sucked. The matches were horrible. The shows were not doing great, and NXT was kind of carrying the load. But that's
killed the indies
I mean,
too.
and I mean, and if you really think about it, the emergence of NXT is what brought Triple H to prominence as far as running things anyway.
I agree.
Because in hindsight, he was running NXT at the time when NXT was beating the brakes off the main roster. So, yeah, there's that.
Damn right.
NXT's 5 or 6 matches is the reason why we have 5 or 6 matches at every PLE now. So it makes sense. You don't need more. It leaves you wanting more.
Right.
So it's good money right here.
Yep.
Damn right.
All right, fellas. Today was a good show. Next week, NXT R Evolution. I'm your host. I'm Notorious One. I am Dom. I'm here with Poppy Platino. I'm here. BDC filling in for John Strapfax Lee. BDC might be back because he was hyped up for this NXT card. So we're gonna see what's up.
Damn right.
Yeah. You might see the grill. You might see the grill around there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys soon. And when we talk to BDC again, he got to give us his Survivor Series feedback. We want to definitely hear back from that.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
All right. Until next time. Boo. Boo.